I'm going to start screaming about this week's Raw. Kev, I watched Raw this week. Did you?
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about Goldberg.
Our girl Liz got hurt.
Oh, yeah. 6 months, I'm hearing. Surgery required.
Yeah, Liv got hurt. It's got to be rotator cuff or labrum.
Yeah, I mean,
The way she landed on that.
we talked about the rings a little bit today, Kev. It's there's no way to deny you're landing on wood.
No,
Well, a little, what, an inch maybe of cushion?
it's like kind of a collegiate wrestling pad.
Okay. Yeah, but you're landing on wood. And there's no way, for as often as these folks work and for all the different times they're hitting the mat and from different heights and different angles, you can't flat back it. You can't land how you are trained to every single time. It's harrowing, but it's a reality of this business. And
No, dude, nobody gets out. Nobody gets out
no one
without.
gets out alive, right?
And it's like I tell anybody that's done this at a high level for 3 to 5 years is. I mean, by the time they get my age, they'll. I hope they were a politician. I hope they were.
Mm,
I hope they were smart enough to put some money away because, man, it's very unforgiving on your body.
yeah, yeah. So we wish her the best. And
I came into this shit fucked up. I was gimped.
yeah,
I was gimped when I went to wrestling camp.
you had the
I,
pleasure
I
of working on those Yoko rings too.
yeah.
We were talking a little bit about the suspension system in under the ring now, which is kind of like a cross
I'm
hatch.
guessing. I'm guessing it's just a a cable that crosses.
Used to have that center
Oh,
spring
we say
now,
yeah. That thing was.
and then almost no spring when the big guy when the federation got much bigger.
Once Vince started taking bumps, the rings got good.
I bet. Right. Um. Hey, I had another thing to ask you about Uso this week. Finished his segment with a couple of splashes off the top rope with taped ribs. Now, here again, we talk about the logic of it, right? And after, when he was standing, there's that like face off moment, right? That's when he was selling a little bit. But when he's going up and performing this play, I waited for the sell. I waited for a struggle getting up. I waited for some hesitation. I waited for, after the impact, the sell of the ribs. And I didn't get it. And I thought that was way too obvious to just have been
Yeah,
excused.
it's
These are the details we're talking about.
yeah, but it's always hard, if you know, if something's set the week before or a match before or something like that. I remember Dallas worked like for a long time with like injured ribs, which was great in the house show because all you have to do is like cut him off with a knee and you could drop him.
Mm-hmm.
And to me that's the whole thing. Like if you watch a boxing match or a UFC fight, if somebody's split open, they usually don't start throwing punches at the other eye. Like, let me see if I can get both of them. I mean, like you see what if you see a wounded animal, you kind of you go after.
You go for what's bleeding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. But I think that at the same time, though, that if you've watched it for as long as we have, it's still we're sitting here nitpicking it,
Absolutely, we are. My never having
and
taken a bump in my life.
when I'm watching it, I find myself so immersed in the production and like the whole. I don't. It's weird. It's just like I get enjoyment from the atmosphere, the production, the crowd.
The spectacle.
Yeah, it's just it's as me and Disco used to say when we used to hang out during our sit around and get paid days. It's just fucking good TV. It's just
Right.
it's something optically pleasant to watch on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, but listen, but there's something going on TV, and we got to talk about it. And just as if you'd watch a movie and say, I didn't get that plot twist, or he shot the guy 11 times and he kept coming. That's what we do in wrestling. You don't have to be a wrestler to be critical of wrestling. Wrestlers
But
out there that
I
might
think
take
that you
issue with that.
always I think you always have to, when it's said and done, you have to say, what do you expect? It's pro wrestling.
Yeah, I guess.
It's pro wrestling. I mean that it's if you made everything make sense and it's like I said, nobody would run off the ropes.
Hmm.
You wouldn't slam somebody and go to the top rope. Doesn't make any sense. You'd slam them and then you'd kick them in the fucking temple until they
Rip his
died.
throat out. Yeah.
Yeah, like so. I mean, there's a you just have to accept it for what it is, and at the same time,
But within that,
what
you can create a reality for me.
yeah, but at the same time though, reality is what's going on in the Middle East right now.
Well,
That's reality. And that I don't need any more. That's enough reality for me for the week. Where I really, if Goldberg gets a championship match because he wants one, I don't have a fucking problem with it. You know, if you're mid 50s and you're sitting at your crib and you're putting together a fucking your Shelby and you're getting ready to put the fucking body on the fucking the frame, and you got time to do another one. God bless you.
okay, another question. Who in the house? Edgar Watson, click this. What causes more injuries? Being too tense or being too comfortable? Great question.
In the ring,
Yes.
being too fucking. I mean, just mostly it's just too much mileage.
On the body. But there's no like being too stiff, and I don't mean stiff and working stiff. I mean like your body being too not
Being
limber enough.
being comfortable. I mean, there's nothing comfortable about being out there. It's not like you're doing a waltz or something. You're still fucking moving a human being, picking up a human being.
Not even doing Tim Waltz.
Yeah, no, it's
No, I just think that
it's just
if you're too, what do you mean too comfortable? Maybe careless, not.
no. I think it's like if you're either tense or kind, it doesn't matter what you do. It's best you can do is I mean definitely make sure you're stretched out and everything else. But
Right, right.
you know,
Who else in the live audience here? Instagram, a wrestling historian, says today is TNA's anniversary. What is your favorite match from there? Thanks in advance. Have a favorite TNA in ring?
I guess me and Mick, I wrestled Foley for the Legends. And he was nice enough to put me over.
Excellent.
My son was there. We both got colors, so that was kind of cool for T. And we laid it out in the back for T, so T like knew everything that was going to happen. So he got to see the whole process.
Did you know that the color was
Yeah.
blading?
Yep.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Click This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast Heat, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, Sean Oliver, producer Steve Kaufman, graphics by Dominic D'Angelo, title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson, theme song by Dale Oliver, technical research by Tristan Nash, copyright 2025, Butch and Sundance Media. Kev, you want to do another one?
Yes. I do want to give a shout out though. There was some upsetting news today that Hulk was not well, but we haven't been able to.
I didn't want to give it a rub because if it's not,
Well, it'll be a week from now, so
what are
it'll
you talking
play
about? It's
out.
Monday.
Yeah, well, it might be for you, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go watch the OKC clinch the championship. So
Strange they're doing a Monday morning game.
crazy.